Currency items. Yeah, let's take a look and see if anything pops out. We have a few of them here. That's nice. Okay, we have the Arcanist Etcher, improves the quality of a wand, staff, or a setter. Artificer's Orb adds a socket to a martial weapon or armor. Those for the sockets, I believe we will be able to get, the shards to make the orb from salvaging gear into the salvage benchcraft, into the salvage bench, excuse me. When you salvage items with sockets on them, you're gonna be getting those, those things, so you can actually have your own orbs to add more sockets to your weapons and armor. That's really cool. We have body rune, martial weapons, leaches 3% of physical damage as life, armor plus 25. So this is this a socket? Yeah. Okay, so for weapons, this is leads of physical damage, and for armor, this is plus 25 maximum life. Okay, that's cool. Armor scrap, quality of an armor, nothing changes from PoE 1. Blacksmith's wisdom, quality of a martial weapon. So we do have different things to improve our quality on the weapons now. I don't know what's the reason behind that, but it is what it is. Bridge splinters, they're stacking up to 300 now to get the bridgestone. Chance shard, stack of 10 shards become an orb of chance. The orb of chance basically does exactly the same thing as it does in PoE 1. One white item, you can make it into magic or a rare. Or I'm not sure about unique, gonna have to check out. I can't remember exactly. I don't wanna spread misinformation. Broken Circle artifact. So this is a different and interesting change that they are making about Expedition. I think we're only gonna be getting those artifacts now, and they're gonna be used not just with Gwen as it says there. I think it's gonna be used for all Expedition vendors. We're gonna check out the rest of them. I'm not sure about this, but like we're either gaining one artifact for all vendors, or basically you are gaining one artifact per vendor, not the 4 different types of artifacts per vendor like we have in PoE 1 for the more expensive stuff and things like that, right? Definitely an interesting change, and a very welcoming one, I would say. Chaos Orb removes a random modifier and augments a rare item with a new random modifier. So this is Annul and Exalt. This is how Chaos Orb works in PoE 2. It's gonna be interesting to see how they work with the Omen, the Omens that they give metal crafting capabilities to our crafting. Desert Rune, martial weapons adds flat fire damage, in the armor adds fire resistance. Do we have any other runes here? No. The distilled things are coming from Delirium, and they're basically like the Daily Orbs, but you can use them to anoint your amulets and also your waystones, your maps, with the layers of Delirium. I don't think we have any different information about them. Yeah, we have a few of them. Despair, Disguised. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of them so far? Yeah, it's like 7 of them. So basically the combinations of those distilled are gonna be giving different bonuses, basically different kinds of layers of Delirium into your waystones. Some of them they're gonna be just flat out increasing the percent of how delirious you are, right? Basically, how strong the monsters are gonna be and stuff like that. Now they're gonna give you more Delirium rewards and stuff like that. And of course we're gonna have again for actually anointing our amulets. So if Blight comes into the game, they're gonna have to implement some kind of different reward from that mechanic, because anointing has been moved to Delirium. Divine Orb randomizes the numerical values of an item, basically exactly as it works in PoE 1. The essences are actually very, very interesting. I think they're gonna be super strong right now for crafting. So we have two types of essences. We have the normal ones that they upgrade a normal item to magic with one type of modifier, speed, attack, cold, life, whatever the essence is. And then we have the stronger essences that probably later down the list that they're upgrading a magic item with one specific modifier from the category of the essence. So that means that you can apply, let's say, an essence of haste on your boots to get movement speed, because it's the only speed modifier that you can roll on your boots 100% of the times, and then you can make it from a normal to magic item, and then you can apply another essence of maybe cold or something like that, or even life, right? So that you can make it rare and also add life guarantee, and then mess around with the rest of the modifiers with exalts and nulls, metacrafts and stuff like that. So definitely a very interesting change on the essences that they've done. I'm super excited to actually get some crafting with the new essences and see how they feel. They do feel very strong to me right now, especially because we have limited crafting methods in PoE 2 for the time being. More are gonna come in the game, I'm sure of it. But yeah, right now I think they're gonna be the strongest way of crafting items, especially in combination with the metacrafts from the omens. Exalted Orbs augments a rare item with a new random modifier. Nothing changed there. We also have the catalysts. Catalysts are gonna be dropping from breaches now. So there's a change there as well from where the catalysts are coming. They work exactly the same way as they work in PoE 1, but we have something special here, and I'm super stoked about this. I'm super excited about getting my hands on some breach rings and crafting upon them, because the breach rings can reach up to 50% quality. So basically a catalyst that enhances life modifiers on the rings. You can actually reach insane amounts of quality. So you can have rings with like 200 life or something like that. It's gonna be nuts. I cannot wait to actually craft with bridge rings. It's gonna be amazing with the catalyst. And the best thing is, because catalysts and bridge rings, of course, they both drop from bridges. You only need to farm one mechanic to make this happen, right? You're gonna need some other crafting materials, of course, but yeah, you get the idea. Gem Gather Sprees, of course, yeah, GCP improves the quality of a gem. More runes, basically those are the things that we can put on the sockets on our equipment. Flat cold damage on martial weapons, and 12 cold resistance on armor. The greater essences, this is what I was talking about earlier. They upgrade a magic item to a rare with one of the modifiers in the category. Greater Jeweler's Orb, add a socket to a skill gem with 3 sockets. There are different Jeweler's Orbs, as you can see. So basically, you use those for your skill gems to add more sockets for more support gems, right? Earlier on, you want the lesser ones, and later you want the greater. I don't think we have another tier, but I can't remember for certain from the beta. I mean, we only got to the greater Jeweler's Orbs anyway. Mind Rune, another one. Martial Weapons leaches 2% of physical damage as mana, and we have 20 maximum mana on the armor. Now, I gotta say, I'm not sure why those runes for the Martial Weapons is physical damage leads as mana and life. I would prefer just attack damage, but it is what it is. I don't understand why the limitation on the physical damage for the runes, but yeah, sure. Omens drop from well, you buy them. They don't drop from the ritual panels, right? So yeah, from the ritual windows. This is where all the omens are gonna be coming from, and they are basically the way of you doing meta crafting. We don't have crafting beds in PoE 2. While this item is active in your inventory, your next orb of annulment will remove only suffix modifiers. So basically something like the things that we can do with Eldritch implicits. While this Omen of Greater Exaltation, while this item is active in your inventory, your next Exalted Orb will add 2 random modifiers, so double exalting with just 1 orb. One other thing about the Omens, how you use them, it's basically like the Awakened Orb that we have in PoE 1. So you right click the Omen, and then you right click the currency that you want, you left click the currency that you want to use, and then you click it on the item, right? So basically it's like a little bit of a process, couple of steps. You get the Omen, you get the currency, and you hit it on the item, and then everything is activated. There are it is pretty intuitive because the Omens and the currency are being highlighted on your inventory, so it's not a very difficult thing. You cannot really make a lot of mistakes with them either. So yeah. Omen of Sinistral Exaltation. While this item is active in your inventory, your next Exalted Orb will add only prefix modifiers. So slamming just prefixes. Again, same things that we can do with the Eldritch currency right now, and the Eldritch influences. Now, these are 3 Omens. I believe Jonathan said like we have like what, 12 or 14 of them. We have a lot more that they're gonna be available into the early access. So we're gonna have to find out how powerful they are. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun with them. I'm hoping that they're not gonna be very rare, but we're gonna have to find out. We're gonna have to do a few rituals. Orb of Alchemy, upgrade normal item to a rare item with 4 modifiers. So it's very specific what alks are doing right now for items, right? It is going to be a very common crafting process that you will do, especially early game, that you know, you use an Orb of Transmutation to make a normal item into magic, augment it with another modifier, and then alk it. So yeah, keep that in mind for your early gear, especially if you find a good base on a vendor and stuff like that. Orb of Annulment, exactly the same, removes a random modifier from an item. Augmentation and Transmutation we already talked about, makes a normal item to a magic, and it just augments magic item with another modifier if it only has 1, of course. Magic items can only have 1 prefix, 1 suffix. Orb of Chance randomly transforms a normal item into a magic, rare, or unique. Yeah, it is unique as well, as expected. And we do have the perfect Jeweler's Orb that adds a skill gem with 4 sockets. A socket to a skill gem with 4 sockets, excuse me. More Catalyst, this is for attack modifiers. Regal Orb upgrades a magic item to a rare item. They say... Oh my god, I said Transmutation, Oak, and Alk. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Transmutation, Oak, and Regal. Regals are a little bit more rare in the game, but you can farm them a little bit from disenchanting your gear. Disenchanting your gear will give you Alka shards and Regal shards and stuff like that. Yeah. Speaking of Regal shards, Scroll of Wisdom, yay! Simulacrum Splinters, Soul Core of Asgara. This is another thing that we can put on our socket. Martial weapons plus 15 to spirit. This is a very nice one, and 30% increased rarity of items on armor. That could also be a very important one, even on a non, let's say, Magic Find character. We're not gonna have exactly Magic Find, at least not in the same spot as it is in PoE 1, but rarity, very, very, very important in PoE 2. It adds a whole bunch of bonuses in general, and yeah, it's very important because it makes your items roll better with higher rarity and roll into higher tiers and stuff like that. So yeah, we might see people use those in a couple of sockets if they don't have anything else that they require for their build to function. Soul Core of Quapulago. Martial weapons 5% increased attack speed, that's very nice, and armor 10% reduced slow potency of debuff on you. Soul Core of Thunder in the martial weapons, of course, lightning damage, flatline damage, and this is 10% line resistance on the armor. Soul Core of Tikaba, martial weapons, 12% to critical damage bonus, 12% crit multi, and in the armor hits against you have 10% reduced critical damage bonus. This is a definitely very strong effect to have on your socket. Crit damage reduction is something that you don't get a lot in PoE, and it's a very nice defensive layer whenever you can add it to your build. Okay, Soul Core of Topotante. These have very interesting names. I'm probably butchering most of them. Martial weapons. Attacks with this weapon penetrate 15% elemental resistance. This seems a little bit too powerful. Gonna have to find out, but yeah, this seems like very, very strong, honestly. 50% pen? What the hell? Okay, yeah, I can already see monks drooling over this one. And on the armor, 50% increased elemental ailment threshold. So higher soaks, better chills, and stuff like that. This tool catalyst for cold modifiers, uncut skill gems. So these are the things that you find and you open them and you choose a skill gem up to that level to incorporate it to your build if you need one, right? The buff skills are the ones that we went earlier. Basically, the spirit gems are the buff skills. Most of them are buff skills. Maybe not all of them, but most of them are buff skills. Uncut support gems. This gives you, you can choose between the support gems and you craft one support gem you can use on your skills. Valor corrupts an item, modifying it unpredictably. The new Valors seem very, very interesting. Now they can add extra sockets into your gear as well. I feel like endgame we're gonna be corrupting quite a few more items that we did before. I'm talking about rare items, right? Mostly. Like before, when you were crafting a super expensive rare item, you would never want to corrupt it unless you were crazy or you lost a bet with Twitch or something like that. But yeah, now that the Valors work a little bit differently, it feels like, I'm not sure about this, we don't have the full list, but it feels like we have some more interesting implicits that you can get on your items from Valors. And yeah, again, the extra sockets that you can get on your armors and stuff like that, that's gonna be really, really good, very important. You can add a whole bunch of different things, as we can see with the soul calls on your items. And of course, those are not all. We have a lot more things that we can add on the sockets. And more catalysts, fire modifier. Yeah, the currency, as you can see in PoE 2, is a little bit different than in PoE 1. We don't have alteration orbs, we don't have scours, so a lot of different implications that are coming with this decision from the DDC to remove those. And of course, we don't have crafting beds. So yeah, I'm gonna be honest, during the beta, not having alteration early on, it did not feel amazing, but now that they have increased, you know, how much currency you are dropping, crafting currency you are dropping early on, it might not feel as bad because you're gonna have enough, you know, augments, transmutations, alks and stuff like that to at least craft some gear and not rely on you finding, you know, one random magic item with one good prefix or suffix and just slam something with augment and getting a small upgrade for your gear. So yeah, I think it's gonna be good. I'm a big fan of the distilled. I did not expect to get anoint notables on our amulets early on into the game. That was a very nice surprise, and looking forward to it for sure. And yeah, the essences are definitely some of my favorite ones. I really like the omens as well from Ritual. They certainly give a lot more value on doing different kind of league mechanics as well when it comes to your gear crafting. And that's something that I'm always looking forward to it. I'm always loving crafting my own items, and when I can do different crafting processes is a lot more interesting, right? So yeah, we're gonna have to find out how those cards are gonna be like. I'm hoping that the drops are gonna be good enough so we can, you know, feel free to use them a lot more often. Valors are they feel like they are exclusive from the Trial of Chaos right now. I'm not sure if we're gonna find them in other parts of the end game as well, but from what they reveal so far, it feels like every bit of currency, especially when it concerns crafting, it has a very specific place that it drops, right? Those soul cores also come from one of the trials. I think this is from the Sanctum one. I can't remember for sure though. There's so much information coming for PoE 2 right now that a lot of things are getting a little bit mixed on my head. So when I'm not sure, I'm not gonna give you any false information. Just gonna say that I'm not sure, but yeah, basically both trials, they drop different things. I feel like the soul cores are coming from the Sanctum and the Vals are coming from the trial. Maybe both are coming there and Sanctum has something different, but yeah, they have different places that they're coming. You can drop some of the normal runes. I think you can get them just regular drops in the game, but the soul cores are not normal runes. They're a little bit more specified, and they have some different modifiers on them. So those you need to target farm, right?